So tomorrow for the global servers, or later today for those of you on America, the server will be down for approximately 6 hours. This brings update 1.15 and we can see everything it's gonna give us. As you may already be aware, free transfer period begins. This is as per the server consolidations. We've already had the auction houses get merged on February the 6th earlier, and now we'll be getting phase 2. Where we get the open transfer period. You'll be able to purchase one server transfer for free with then only a 72-hour cooldown rather than like a month cooldown. We will also get a whole host of login rewards, and what is actually super valuable is that we're getting a full persistent buff that lasts for these 2 weeks that gives us massive gains, 20% extra Sollant, but what's more important is 50% extra mastery along with even 50% more from training due. So yes, if you have any of these Taydale Tower contracts, which give an absolute ton of this training due, now you will want to spend it. Yes, despite this changing over to this universal XP, that extra 50%, for most people, is not really going to be worth giving up. Again, the only benefit of this new system, and when Mastery changes to this, is the fact you can assign this XP to certain weapons, and like all of it to just one weapon, rather than previously we'd have it automatically split between 2 weapons. Like you could gain a level in, say, Greatsword and Sword if I had those equipped whenever I get training due. Now you're basically getting all that XP in one pool and you'll be able to assign it. But if you don't already have 2 weapons on level 20, then getting as much training due during this period is absolutely going to be worth it. Of course, if you say do have 2 weapons at already level 20, and when this mastery rework comes about, you can then save those Taydale Towers to then put that XP already into those weapons which are at level 20, which then can go higher. So that's just something to keep in mind, along with the fact that, yeah, a bunch of free login rewards. Make sure to claim everything that goes on Afro over these 2 weeks. There's some neat stuff here, including like 100,000 training due, which again, we should get 50% more. But what's very nice to see is we will actually, yes, be getting the Valentines event with this too. I did cover it in my previous video. Korea doesn't even have it yet, but they got a much more in-depth blog. Basically, you'll be able to do these 3 different activities, which include getting this currency to spend at an event vendor and getting this chocolate to then craft it to get some very good buffs. Like this specific one giving 50% Solent, 10% Abyss consumption efficiency, and 50% mastery. This is absolutely huge in what you're going to be getting, because that's 50% Solent plus 50% mastery. Usually you have to choose between the 2. And then of course you can get a bunch of defense buffs here for say PvP or tanks, and then a bunch of attack buffs here if you're like a DPS. But yeah, the event will have the same event merchants you'll go to. You can exchange your currencies for different items like titles, emotes, and overall it doesn't seem there's going to be that much more to it other than, yeah, the buff food we can obtain and some cosmetics. On Twitter, they did tease the new Battle Pass with these 4 pictures, which means we will be getting the new weapons in the Battle Pass. You can see if we scroll down through this blog that showcases each of the skins, there's the shield with the eye on it, and that is the new weapons we're getting. Now, Korea got them here, but just in the shop for like a sale. But for us, they'll be in a battle pass, which is cool, which means you can basically get them for 500 Lucent, and like every single one of them if you save up enough stars. We can have a bit more of a look of them tomorrow when they're actually released. But yep, that's the shield right there with the eye on it, directly from this teaser. But getting into the general updates here, just be aware that yes, our current battle pass will be ending and we'll be getting a new one. Spend those stars while you can. Very limited time left. The season 1 for the arena and dimensional trials is coming to an end February the 26th, so don't be surprised. We don't know what will be our next season with dimensional trials. Here in Korea, they currently have purple runes with their season, and you have like a 2-star dungeon and then a 3-star dungeon, and they alternate between those as their trials. We can also check their arenas here. Have not done a single match here in Korea, and well, their season 2 rewards are not revealed yet, so I guess we'll see when that season actually gets released. And yes, it was a bug that it was displaying needing more than 2,200 points. You only need that for Imperator rank. For PvP, what's really huge is the fact that you'll be able to gain assist points when you heal people who then go on to kill other people. As yeah, you may essentially have helped them kill them by keeping them alive in order to be able to do so. So it's only fair they get some credit. Also, our items will now be able to stack up to like 10,000 on some of them, rather than say just 1,000. That will help with inventory space. And 1-star dungeons, as promised, we will be able to open multiple chests at the end. We'll actually be able to open them 3 times at the end of the dungeon reward. Korea already has this, and even for 2-star dungeons, I was running them earlier, you open the chest and you can open it 2 times. So every single run, you're getting twice of these rewards, burning those tokens nice and quickly. That honestly is huge, so you don't have to like spend so much time doing those when it's pretty much just repeated content at this point. There was a fix here with guild alliances, a fix with arenas, 3v3 friendly matches, a fix to parties on consoles, and also in combat a fix to the auto move feature for beneficial skills when using, say, the bow, and also the great sword's blood devotion. And what's very nice is you'll be able to spend resistant metals to craft polished crystals and training dew. We can check that here already on Korea. You're gonna have to go to your sundries crafter, and you can see the bottom section here will allow us to craft these. 1 resistant metal is going to be the equivalent of 5 polished crystals, or 1 resistance metal is the equivalent of 100,000 XP here. So that could well be like 5 training dew, if we take into account that training dew goes across 2 weapons and training dew gives 10,000 each. So yeah, that's really nice. So rather than having to spend these resistance medals on, say, tier 1 lithographs, which you'll actually be able to get tier 2 lithographs, but it will be an entirely different resistance medal, as you can see here. You'll need to obtain those by the new field bosses in the tier 2 areas, Talandre, with those, as you can see, new field bosses, giving new tier 2 gear, new arch bosses as well. And that's where you'll get these elite resistance medals. So honestly, absolutely great update here. We don't know, we might get some sneaky weapon adjustments like they've done in the past that they haven't mentioned in the patch notes, so just keep an eye out. I believe what was quite amusing is there was some bug where crossbows detection was getting applied with the bonus from this tactical counter attack with the new mastery system already in global. Let me guys know if that is still a thing, because that's funny. But yeah, it just means they aren't perfect with regards to their coding and can definitely make bugs and mistakes, as we have all experienced. But that is pretty much it. Looking forward to these changes, and again, maintenance is about 6 hours, starting at 10:30 Pacific time or 6:30 a.m. UTC time. And also do be aware, you will get free server transfer, so you can hop to wherever you want, and just be aware of this full list and which servers are getting merged with what, so you can be prepared. So for example, I'm in Wraith right now. If I don't want to end up in Cascade with the Talos server, I could jump somewhere else in the EU server. Maybe I go into Sori and I'll get merged over into Fortune with all of these other ones, or I could jump into Junath, and then when it gets all merged, I'll end up in Emerald. So just be aware of that. And some guilds will be organizing to server hop all together, and yeah, it's up to you if you want to go with them or not. So thanks all for watching, and we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.